Life with RUZHOFF, my lovelies, inspiring you to live an empowered life. So I'm going to address the following questions. I've got questions about, please tell us about the situation in Germany right now. People asking a lot about deportation, and I would like to address that. So I would like to start step by step. The situation in Germany and Europe in general is currently very hostile when it comes to immigrants, unfortunately. I'm sure you've been seeing the riots in France, in the UK, here in Germany, in some parts. So that is very unfortunate, if you ask me. But you have to keep in mind, this has a lot to do with politics, with politicians that come up and they want to be elected and come up with measures of how do I get elected? How do I make people love me? And then we have people that are not maybe successful in life, indigenous Germans who think or want to push all their failures on the immigrants, and they're taking our jobs, they're doing ABC. But actually, the jobs that are even taken by migrants are jobs that indigenous Germans don't want to do. These jobs have been there, and some of them are not qualified, or some of them cannot work because of different reasons, or they're just lazy. Let's put it that way. And there's some jobs they look down upon, like, the care industry. So, of course, we have immigrants doing those kind of jobs. So I find it unfair to say I'm unemployed because a Ugandan is living in Germany or a Kenyan is living in Germany. I feel that is just excuses and people who don't want to take responsibility of the failures in life. But yeah, currently that's the situation. Actually, Sweden is even considering offering immigrants 34,000 euro for you to revoke all your rights in Sweden. If you have permanent residence to stay, if you have Swedish citizenship, for you to revoke all that and go back to your country of origin. I find that very inhumane, very disrespectful, because it feels like immigrants are being treated like commodities and not human beings. Because how do you tell someone to revoke their right to live in Sweden? Like, you mean you can buy us and sell us and send us back? Are we back to slave trade days? I find that very, very unfortunate. I must say, on the other hand, this being a social empowerment channel, this atmosphere has also come along as a result of some of the terrible immigrants who have failed to integrate, who engage in crime, who are being a total nuisance. And I say that quite often in my videos. Immigration is more than you relocating from your country to another country. It requires you to integrate. If you're living in a country like Germany, learn the language, do whatever qualifications you have to do to find your footing in the country, because you don't want to be a burden to the taxpayer system. I'm also a taxpayer, but you don't want to be a burden to the others that go to work every day, that really put in the effort, and you're just living on the social welfare. I think that is what making people very angry. And then on top of that, you become a criminal. And I'm not saying the indigenous Germans are not committing crimes. They are committing crimes. Unfortunately, when an immigrant commits a crime, the media is also to blame. They will sensationalize it. It will be everywhere. So it feels like the only people committing crimes or all the criminals in Europe or in Germany are migrants, which is very unfortunate. So you have to do your part as an immigrant to make sure you're on the right footing of the law. You integrate, you do whatever brought you here, because we all have our different journeys and stories. And don't give people a reason to treat you like a criminal. And once you engage in crime, you're also affecting immigrants that have really integrated, that are working, that are useful to the society, to their community. I use myself as an example. And there's so many migrants really that have integrated, that are paying taxes, that are law-abiding citizens. But if one black person commits a crime, I also fall in that category, because much as I'm a German citizen, I'm of migrant background, so it affects me. So those are things you have to keep in mind. So this could be the only reasons why you get deported. Either you've engaged in crime, serious crime, your asylum application has been rejected, your residence permit application has been rejected. And if those rejections come in, it means you were probably here illegally. You came through, unclear ways into the country. What I always tell my people, the ones who contact me, they're like, how do I come here? How do I let my visa run out and stay? And I'm like, I don't offer that kind of support, because it's legal and it's a tough journey to choose, So definitely, for me, I see those are the main reasons why you would get deported. And it's also important to keep in mind, parents can only be deported with their children. So it's not possible to say, I'll deport the mother and the child stays here because he's going to school or she's going to school. That's not possible. If someone is pregnant, they'll definitely not be deported until they're in position to fly, like it's not dangerous to them. And if you're here legally, I don't see any reason why you should get deported if you don't commit a crime. If you're not, if you make your application in time. So it's very important. Open your post. If you don't know how to read German, we have centers that offer help like Caritas. You'll get someone to translate the documents for you. Make sure you answer all your letters on time. Appear for your appointments if there are any, so you don't miss out on your extension or your application, because I've had some people get deported because of that. So if you're here, because the one who asked me was really worried, if you're here legally, there's no reason for you to worry. There are two types of deportations. One is Ausweisung, and then the official deportation. If it's Ausweisung, you're given time. That has an advantage, because if you feel it's unfair and you're here legally and all that, you can easily get legal support and try to work that out in court. And most of the time, you'll be allowed to stay, But if it still doesn't work out, you'll still be able to leave the country with your dignity. Like, they don't come at night and carry you like with the other deportation. They'll send you a letter and they'll be like, would like you to leave the country by the 14th of July, for example. Sometimes they'll even offer you money that is around 740 to 825, for you to leave the country. And that kind of money is to help you to make a fresh start in your country of origin. But the other deportation is when everything has been rejected and they're like, you must leave the country. The police will show up. They normally do it in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. roughly. They'll come pick you up, take you to the airport, not give you a chance to, move out of the country under your own accord. And most of the time, they'll even escort the deportees to make sure that they've gone back to their country of origin. And I feel if it really push comes to shove, I feel the first option, the Ausweisung, is better, because you still have a chance after 10 years to even reapply and maybe come back to Germany. So you really have to keep that in mind. So to sum this up, for those of you that are looking at relocating to Germany or Europe, keep in mind the atmosphere at the moment is not so kind, but it shouldn't stop you from following your dream, pursuing your dream. Apparently, we have very big opportunities for skilled workers, and even fields of people like, technical jobs. If this is your dream, if this is something that you desire, you want to have better working conditions, you've got a job offer, that shouldn't stop you. Just keep in mind, for as long as you're here legally, no one is going to deport you. But my appeal to you is try to integrate. And I'm here to offer those services to help you find your way around. How do I find a job? How do I find accommodation? How do I extend my visa? How do I deal with A and B if you get a job and the hardships, the language course? I can guide you on that. But it's very, very important to make sure that you integrate for you to be successful after relocation. And please don't engage in crime. It is not something that I can understand or even tolerate. I don't care if you're a migrant background like me. There's no room for such behavior. You're given an opportunity to a better life, to better working conditions. Whatever a reason has brought you here, please try to be a law-abiding system. Try to be of use to your society and your community. Get a job, pay taxes, be kind to people. And I don't see any reason why someone would be against you. Unfortunately, they're always going to be there, but that's not something for you to worry about. These are mostly people who have messed their lives up and they're looking for someone to blame. So that is something that you really shouldn't worry about. And of course, stay alert if you're already living in Germany or Europe, because again, you never know who you're going to meet, especially in the big cities. Always stay alert, always be careful if you are of migrant background. So my lovelies, thank you so much for always asking such questions. And if you're watching right now and you have a question, you have a topic that you'd want me to talk about, be it about dating, be it about parenting, be it about life in the diaspora, we're here to navigate life, to empower each other. Feel free to drop it in the comment section. And of course, if you're here, don't forget to subscribe, like my video, share them with your friends, and that way you are supporting the RUZHOFF community. My lovelies, thank you so much. And don't forget to follow me on other socials like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I go by the names RUZHOFF everywhere. And if you'd like to make an inquiry or book a consultation, just head over to my website, RUZHOFF.com. Until next time, my lovelies, I'm here to inspire, uplift, and empower you.